All right, take three. Take three. All right, welcome, guys. This is Bryan, and we're going to drop some insight today, and I got something new and interesting for you, okay? So I want to go over the cognitive spectrum. I want to talk about this diagnostic blueprint of the 9 human intelligences. Okay, so here we go. Let's dive right in. All right, let's make this big here. And okay, so human intelligence cannot be measured on a single axis. What does that mean? Well, it just means that we have a different lens than what we traditionally think now in the modern day available to us. And not necessarily it's just availability. It's always been available, but this really is just a shift of a mindset towards, I guess you could say moving again away from some Western thought processes, okay? Now, the nice thing about this is I think it's really just the whole integrated complete picture when you look at it. So it will essentially combine those polarities. It's going to be giving us the picture of the East and the West, okay? Whoops. See if we can get this to actually work. All right. So, 3 spheres of interaction. All right, we have a couple different items as far as how we'll approach this intelligence format, okay? We're familiar with some of these, but we're going to go into how they all work together. The expressive sphere is more about communication and people. So that might be different from a traditional look at intelligence. Internal is meaning in self, okay? That's also going to be important. And then the physical sphere is where we think of some traditional forms of intelligence, but we're also going to include things like athletic and kinesthetic intelligence, okay? Next here. So we're just going to go through them real quick. All right, so intrapersonal, again, this is relating to yourself, understanding how you feel, being able to actually look at what's going on internally, also what drives you, okay? That's coming into things like desires, okay? Existential, life smart, being able to grasp universal human meaning, okay? Very, very important. So we're looking at interpersonal, linguistic, okay? This is expressive. We have core capability, being able to communicate, people smart. And then over here, linguistic, we have word smart, so mastering spoken and written language. Musical intelligence, that's sound smart, okay? Recognizing and reflecting on music. So music itself, right, it's its own dimension. Logical reasoning, okay? This is part of the physical sphere, and then visual spatial, okay? So we have logical reasoning, visual spatial. Okay, logic we know is obviously looking at patterns, being deductive, and then visual and spatial is seeing and mapping the world three-dimensionally, something that a architect is good at, for example, or a designer. Okay, bodily kinesthetic, core capability, using the body with distinct skill. So again, this is our athleticism, this is our ability to work, to survive in certain ways, or you just use the body in unique ways. Obviously, achieving great levels of success in those different arenas of how the body can be used. Naturalist, okay? This is also in the physical sphere. Naturalist, also in the physical sphere, understanding nature and organic processes, okay? So you can see your cognitive fingerprint is going to be how you connect uniquely with these different forms of intelligences. And then when we're talking about cognitive diversity, that's just this concept that, again, as we utilize more of the different variety of the spectrum that's going to be available to us as humans and as a collective, we're combining diverse cognitive fingerprints, eliminating blind spots, and creating highly resilient, adaptable organizations, optimizing for the whole spectrum. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Just a quick walkthrough. And what you can see is, at least take away how you can relate to this yourself. Okay, I'm going to give you a tool to actually be able to diagnose and dial in, we could say, just to give you just a general look, okay? We're going to give you a tool to use that. And also, I want you to understand, obviously, here, how we can use this to understand building more resilient, more adaptable organizations, which is just a combination of structure and obviously organization and communication all together, right? To create that full spectrum of what's capable. Okay, so without further ado, the tool that I have built for you guys, I'm going to show you here, is also going to be one of the key things to giving you an opportunity to interact with this a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and link that tool below, and let's drop it in to the presentation here. Okay, so what I want to show you guys to finish out is this right here. All right, so this is the last piece of the puzzle here for you guys. I want you to go ahead and give this a try, all right? So I'm going to leave the link down below. What you can do is you can sign in, okay? This is made for you guys, designed by us here at the Wellness Network. Okay, so you're going to have an opportunity to explore and essentially interact here with your cognitive spectrum guide, AI powered, and of course you can begin the assessment and discover the spectrum, okay? We have our 3 spheres of interaction. We're dealing with the meaning and self internal sphere, communication and people, the expressive sphere, and the environment and structure physical sphere. So this is going to give us a real impactful sphere overall of, you know, things that you can bring to the table, also how you can work with others, how others can work with each other, right? So there's so many things that can come out of this. So if you stuck around to this point, again, I'm going to put the link below. Make sure you go try this out. This is absolutely free for right now, okay? I'm offering it up to you guys. Just go sign in. All you need is an email. You can also learn more about the Wellness Network, some of the coaching opportunities, and basically if you guys are interested in building your own business and being able to utilize things like these AI tools, if you are interested in learning more about coaching, more about building out your online coaching, that's essentially what we're here for. And so right now we're in the process of putting a lot of things together for you. So again, this is the Wellness Network. You can also find us on AVA, and we'll be dropping a few new links and locations as we keep expanding. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you pop in here, take your assessment, check it out, sign up. And again, if you want to learn more, you can always schedule a call with us and access more directly through the website as far as tools. Stay tuned for more, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this, and we will see you on the other side. Shout out again to the modern day ability to be able to kind of bring so much stuff forth. So I'll be talking about some of these tools, some of my favorite tools as far as AI that you can use to be able to build your business. And of course, shout out to some of the people that helped design these different ways of looking at the intelligence spectrum, okay? So we'll go deeper into all this stuff. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. See you soon. Hit that subscribe. All right, I'm out.